ma'am.
Yeah. Now we have also used in operator. Fine. Please keep your books open, whatever I have told you the previous day. And we have also seen how to traverse the list, right? Using for loop. Say, for example, L, if I say L is equal to 1, 2, 3, I can traverse for I in L, int L. So this is how we have traversed. Sorry. Yeah, fine. And we have seen the plus operator. Fine. What does the list operations, that is plus? What does plus do? Plus will, it is going to concatenate the two lists. Fine. And I'll make it little fast so that we will understand, we can move further. I'll just say T2 equal to 2, 3, 4. And we have, if we concatenate, that is L plus T2. So it will add. It is going to concatenate, right? And what does star do is, it is going to repeat number of times. This also we have seen. And next is, we have already seen in a list, we have seen 3 different types. One is through pop, T dot pop we have seen, and we have already seen if pop can be operated in 3 ways. If you don't pass any parameter, the automatically by default the last element will be removed. If you pass the parameter, then that particular element will be removed. Now pop will return also what is the important thing? Pop will return even
The deleted element.
deleted element, right? If we want deleted element also to be seen, as well as the number of list or the updated list, both can be seen, right, through pop. Suppose if we do not want the deleted element to be seen, then we go for which option? Delete option.
Delete.
Yeah. The difference between append and extend, right? What does append do?
Okay.
What does append do? Append will
Adds the elements to
Add
the
some
end of the
elements.
list.
yes, at the end of the list. What does the extend do?
Iterate the elements from one by one
Yes.
and add it to the list.
Yes, exactly. It will iterate the over the argument whatever we have passed, and it will then add its element to the or append it into the what is the difference with lists and string, how they are actually related to each other. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, say for example, I'm going to say S is equal to I'll just say CI Tech. CI Tech. Okay, now S is a string. Now I want to convert this to a list. So how do I do? I'll just say, we know list. This list is a constructor. Yes or no? We know it is a constructor. Now what I want to do is list of yes. I want this to be converted as a string, right? So now list of yes, I have converted this into list of characters. Is that clear? Now, if I present CS, again what we have? We have only CI Tech. But if I want to convert that and store it, then I have to store this in some variable. I'll just store, say, T equal to list of CI Tech. Or I can already, now we already have yes, right? I'll just say yes. Now I'll say T. Yes. Now I can have the stored value, which I'm converting string to a list, right? So now S1 is equal to, I have just given one sentence. Fine. Now, if I try to say list of S1, again, what happens? each, even including the space, it is been divided into characters. It is a list of characters now, right? Now, instead of this, I want it to be treated as it as a words, list of words. Now I belong to CI Tech. Each word should be treated as word of a list. Now to that, for this, what we are supposed to do is, I just need to use a method called split. So what I do is S1 dot split. If I say, now what happens? Now the statements, whatever is being was I belong to CI Tech, every word is being as a string now. It is a word of or list of words. Now I can say earlier it was list of characters. Now it is list of words. How it has become is I have made use of the method called split. Right now, split, what happens automatically or by default, it will consider space as a delimiter character. Is it clear, students? So it will take space as a delimiter character. Whenever it sees the space, it is going to divide that into as a word, right? Now, say for example, now a string, we know it is a sequence of characters, and a list is a sequence of or a collection of items. Now, when I want to delimit to a particular, say for example, I have S1 equal to, I'll just say Control C, Control V, and I'm going to use a at time 4:45 p.m. Again, I'll say there is a meeting. Now, S1 has I belong some, I have used at option here. Now I want to split the each word or each this sentence using delimiter option. So what I'll do, I want to I want to split that at sign. So what I'll do, delimit is equal to, first I'll say what is the option I have used is at. Clear? Now what is that I'm going to do is, I'll just say S1 dot split. I can say delim. Yes, what has happened, students, here? Wherever there is, you have a delimiter character, there the word is being split. So I may have in future, I might need to split the words based on some delimiter. Okay, I can also use S1 dot split. I can say at option. Even directly I can use. Even this is also fine. Either you can store it in some variable, or I can directly use the delimiter character in split option itself. Is that clear? So now, similarly, now I have given a split with some without passing the parameter. Now with parameter, I have given at sign. Now similarly, I want to join this, okay, based on some delimiter option. So what does join do? Join method, it has to join all the list of words, whatever is there in S1 as one string. It is just a reverse of split option. Is that clear, student? It is a reverse of split option. Now I can use join method. It is a quite little different the way you are going to use is. Now say I'll just use delim dot join. I can say which is the string I have, S1. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It is not that. I'll say delim. My delim is space. Don't use at option, because at wherever you see, it is going to add here at. Now I have just used delim as a one space. Fine. Now if you use delim dot join S1. Now say for example, I'll just say A equal to 1, 2, 3. Fine. Now what is A? A is a list. Now I'm going to create one more list called B equal to 1, 2, 3. Fine. Now when I use equal to operator, A equal to B. Yes. What is that you expect? The result is true. Yes. I'm getting true. But when I say A is B, I'm not getting true. I'm getting false. What does actually this means? See, when I say equal to operator, here this compares the values of both A and B. Here both A and B values are same. So we are getting true. But when I say is operator in Python, it will check whether both operands refer to the same object or not. So we already know in Python, everything is treated as an object, right? So now we need to check whether A and B refer to the same object or not. So how we will come to know? Okay, how we will come to know whether it is a same object or not? So for this, I just need to see whether we will see what is the address of A. Okay, for this, I just need to say ID of A. What is ID of A? We have 147888968. If you observe here, the address of A stored is this. Now, if you see ID of B, it is different, right? That means now both A and B are here not different objects. So this is operator in Python will always refer. Now it is now what is my question here? Whether it is pointing to the same object or not. Now here actually they are pointing to two different objects even though the contents are same. If you see here, both the contents 1, 2, 3, A also has 1, 2, 3 and B also has 1, 2, 3, right? But actually they are two different objects. So this is operator will check whether it is going to refer to the same object or not. So here, but if you see, both are referring to the different object. They are not same, right? So we have seen that with the proof, like when you say ID of A and ID of B, you are seeing there is two different address. So this, even though the contents are same, but it is referring to the different object. So is expression in Python evaluates to true if two variables point to the same object. A and B are there. Now I'll say C is equal to A. C is equal to A. Now what is this I'm going to do? C is equal to A. I'm defining another variable called C, that is which points to the same list object. That is what it means. Please do understand here. I have defined one more variable called C. variable that points to the same list object, So here, now I will check whether C and A are both same. Now A equal to C, I know definitely it should be true. Now I'll see if A is C. Now if you see, it is true. Because here, why this is actually called aliasing. We call this as aliasing. That means if your A is referring to an object and you are assigning it to C. A is an object and you are assigning it to C, which is of same object. Is that clear, students? Now, in this case, both are actually referring to the same object. Now, that we can see with ID of A and ID of C. Let us see with ID of A, it is this, and ID of C. See, it is referring to the same memory location, right? That means this we call it as aliasing. That means A, here I'm copying a list of A to C. I have not created here a different list. I have not created any different list here, but I have just copied the same object to C. That is why it is being linking, or it is referring to the same object. That's why when I say ID of A and ID of C both are same, that means it is referring to the same object. If aliased, whatever, now this C is aliased, right? Now if I am going to make any changes in any one of this, it has to reflect to the other variable also. Yes or no? Because here C is an aliasing. It is aliased. So any changes I make to any one of the variable, it has to be reflected to the other one also, because this is aliased. So let us see with an example. Now we'll see what is A and we know what is C, because C is an aliasing object, right? Now I will change A of, or I will change anything, either A or C. If I say A of 0 equal to, say, 10. Now, to which reference I have done, A is equal to 10. That means now A will have 10, 2, 3. Similarly, what with respect to C? Yes, C has 10, 2, 3. I have changed only for A. But what happened with respect to C? C has also changed. That means here C is an aliased one. I have aliased, right? Now, we will see with respect to B. B remains unchanged, because B is a different object. Now, if you say A is C, what you should get? You should get the answer as true. Now, if I say A is B, what answer you should get? You should get false, right? Because it is a different object. Hope the concept of aliasing and the different object which we have created, what is aliasing, why we have named, if it is referring to the same object or not, when we will be using is operator, when we are using equal to operator. Hope this examples has made you clear with the concept of is operator and equal to operator. Now with this concept, I'm going to ask you one question. Now I'll say A1 equal to apple. Now A2 equal to, again I'll say apple. Okay. Okay. Now what is A1 and A2? Both are apple. Now, if I give this if I use equal to operator and if I use is operator, if A1 is A2, what would be the answer? Now say, if I say A1 equal to A2, we got true as usual, we know. But if I say A1 is A2, what is the answer you would expect? Whether it is true or false. Why it is true, students? A1 is A2, it is true. Apple, both are apple. Here equal to will compare the content. The content are same, so it is true. With respect to A1 and A2, but I have created here both A1 and A2 as a different object, right? But it has to give false. Why it is giving false? Can anyone tell me? Irrespective of whatever it is. But A1 and A2 both are strings. When I say strings, is it mutable or unmutable? Immutable. It is immutable. You cannot make any changes, right? So A1 is A2, we are getting true because both A1 and A2 are pointing to the same object, that is apple. Is it clear? But whereas with list, if I had done the same thing with the list, what would have it would have given me false because both A1 and A2 are creates different object. So it is code. What I have done here is I've written a function called delete head. Fine. And from main, what I have done, letters is equal to B, C, 1, 2, 3. This is the list of both letters and numbers. Now I'm calling the function called delete head where I'm passing the list itself as a function to the function called delete head. Fine. So in that function, what I'm going to do, I'm deleting every time the first element in the list, that is B. So T of 0. So what is T here? T is nothing but we are passing the whole list as a parameter. So B, C, 1, 2, 3. So here what I'm going to do is delete T of 0. So I'm going to delete the B and I'm going to print. So what is that I'm going to get here? I'll just comment here and I'll see. So what is that I'm going to get the output as? C, 1, 2, 3, because the first element in the list has been deleted, right? If I again run the program, see here.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, see 1,
Ma'am,
2,
it should
3.
be 1, 2, 3, no?
Yeah,
If you
ma'am.
again deleting.
Ma'am,
No,
the
no,
same
no, no, no.
output came, ma'am. But
Yeah.
like,
Yes, you should get the same output, no?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, you should get the same output
Yes,
because see here, C 1, 2, 3, we are getting both. Now, which concept is been adopted here? What is the concept behind this? Here, the letters when you pass here, it is being aliased. It is not a object here, different object. I'm passing the letters and here I'm in function, I'm deleting T of 0. So what is it happening here? Letters as a list and here in the program, T you have, right? Sir, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that means when you pass a list to a function, function gets reference to the list. If function modifies a list parameter, the caller sees the changes. Same way, when you return back, that means you need to see here very carefully. Parameter T and the variable letters are aliased for the same object. So here, this program is an example for aliasing. So if you see here, parameter T, okay, and the variable letters are aliases for the same object. That is why the changes whatever you are seeing, that means if I print T and print letters, both output are same. That means both are referring to the same object. But here aliasing is taken place. Hope this is very important, students, that how to distinguish between the operators, the modify, whether equal to operator or is operator, you should be able to distinguish between these two. It's very important.
Yes.
Now see here, write a program to open file romeo.txt. This is one of the question which is there in your textbook as an exercise problem. The question is very lengthy, but it is very simple. The code is very simple if you understand the question properly. Yeah. Yes. Write a program to open file romeo.txt. Anyway, assume that romeo.txt is already there and read it line by line. Okay, how do you do that? First one is fh is equal to, you need to open, right?
Open
For loop.
file name.
Yes. I'll say romeo.txt, which should be written within the
Quotes.
quotes. Sorry.
Quotes.
Yeah. Okay. And read it line by line. For each line, split the line into a list of words using the split function. Now, today only I taught you how to split it, right?
Dot split and then
For loop.
what are the parameter?
For loop.
For loop we can use for each line.
For loop, we can use each line, right? So for what I will do, I'll
For
just
line.
say, for that, before that, what I should do, I should create an empty list, right? Yes. Okay. Now what I'll do for line.
For line in fh.
Yes. What I'm supposed to do.
Split. Split.
Yes. Line equal to line dot split. Okay. Just first, let us see whether we are able to do this. Okay. I'll just comment this too. Okay. Oh, sorry. I didn't print, no, I should print it. Print line. If you see here, now this is I'll show you whatever, these were actually there in the romeo.txt. Fine. Now what we have done here, each line, in every line, we have split it into list of words. So how many lines we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 lines we have. Fine. I'll just open romeo.txt. So this is actually the file. Fine. Now, what is that we have seen in the output? We just saw it is being converted, each line is being converted it into list of words. Right? Now this much we have done. So what is the question? For each line, split the line into list of words using split function. We have done that. Now for each word, check to see if the word is already in a list or not. If the word is not in the list, add to the list. When the program completes, you should sort and bring the resulting words in alphabetical order. Now, what I am going to do is, I am going to give you this as an exercise. This half I have written. Now, rest of the code, you should make use of this concept, splitting and appending